Hello, this is Clara Stevens making a research presentation for Liberty University online for PhD in School of Behavioral Science. The topic is multicultural advertising in African acculturation. Overview. We'll begin with introduction, biblical analysis of acculturation by missionaries, analysis of Sub-Saharan African spending power, consumers' responses to three advertising targeted strategies, hypothesis 1 and 2, and data sample, study method and design. Finally, study results and references. Introduction. Martinez et al. 2018 asserted that acculturation refers to the extent to which an individual immigrant or immigrant group acquires the custom and characteristics of a new receiving society and retain the tradition and features of the person's group and cultural heritage. Now, this presentation is employed using humorous biblical research to demonstrate however complex statistical analysis that the high school population could understand. The research study. The study seeks to examine the moderating effect of acculturation models, assimilation, integrated and separated unselected Sub-Saharan African and Caribbean ancestry group. Responses to three advertising strategies of African, Caucasian, and bicultural, which I term in the biblical references will be Christians. Biblical analysis of acculturation by missionary. Now, Jesus said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Spirit. And surely I am with you always to the end of age." New International Version in Matthew 28:18-20. Jesus' acculturation began when he was born. He came into this world and put on humanity 100%. He went through all the process of birth, development, growth, and up to 30 years before he began his ministry. The same he has called all Christians to do, to receive and live comfortably amidst all other culture that around us or when on mission. And consistently, Christians have to be like the apostles when they were all diverse over the world. And like Apostle Paul said, "I am free and belong to no one. I have made myself a slave to everyone to win as many as possible. So under the law, I became like one under the law, though I am not under the law." Christians are free from enslavement or spiritual loss or cultural enslavement. So Christian missionaries goes on mission. The intention is to assimilate the culture of the nation of missionary in order to be able to witness and proclaim Christ to the lost world. Analysis of the Sub-Saharan African spending power. The number of African immigrants in America more than double. It's rising from 723,000 people to more than 1.7 million between 2010 and 2015. African immigrants living in the United States include individuals born in Sub-Saharan Africa who hail from across the African continent. The current study focuses on 5 countries that represent over half of the Sub-Saharan Africa living in the United States, including Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, and South Africa. Consumers' responses and power. The research study. The spending power of African immigrant households contribute to the U.S. economy as business owners, consumers, and taxpayers. In 2015, African immigrants paid more than 4.6 million in tax and local taxes, 10.1 billion in federal taxes based on their wage earning, with an estimate of paid 5.8 billion to Medicare, 1.6 billion to Social Security in 2015 alone. Hypothesis. 1. There will be an interaction effect between acculturation and perceived messages on attitude. The Caucasian targeted the assimilated African consumer to accept as bicultural. In this presentation, bicultural, I represent Christians because Christian bicultural by nature, to receive, love your neighbors as you love yourself, and going into the world to preach and make disciples of all nations. By virtue of Christianity, by virtue of the call to go, Christians are bicultural in nature. Hypothesis 2, there will be an interaction effect between acculturation and message on purchasing intention by the Caucasian target ad, generating the highest purchase intention from assimilated African consumers. Bicultural and Christian, their ad will cause the highest purchase intention from integrated African consumers, and African targeted ads will generate the highest purchase intention from separated African consumers. So this is a majority of Africa who have assimilated the culture of the host country will be free to receive traded Caucasian targeted ads, and those that were separated will receive more or accept more sales proposal from the African indigenous. Now, data sample, the study method and design. 155 self-identified African adult consumers were recruited, given English or African language choices to answer survey. The survey measures acculturation matters and the manipulated view of advertising stimuli. The study method and design. The study uses the empirical testing 3x3 between subject design for the main experiment, including the acculturation mode of assimilated versus integrated versus separated, using the targeting messages. In addition, the acculturation model was measured using the manipulated messages, targeting Caucasian, bilingual Christians, and targeted versus African targeted measures. Also, the study uses a one factor within subject experiment design to test the validity of study stimuli from the main experiment. The study results. Based on the uncovered analysis of variance, test results indicated that African consumers' attitude towards different targeted ads and their purchase intentions for the product promoted in the ad was significantly influenced by their acculturation modes. The study results also indicated that integrated African consumers identify with the mainstream society and African heritage. In addition, a preference for bicultural and bilingual ad was identified. The ad is easy to understand. On a 1 to 7 scale, the result of a series of peer tests, P less than 0.05, indicated that the 3 digital camera ads with different racial models did not significantly differ in their virtual attractiveness. Caucasian targeted ad M is equals 5.42, SD equal 1.03, bicultural ad 1.25, and African targeted ad M equals 5.33, while SD equal 1.20. The references are included. My goal in this study is to use the biblical example of Jesus being born into this world and had to assimilate the culture of the world, humanity, to the 100%. He accepted everybody. He walked and dined with both the sinners, the cow sinners, and the ones that are godly or educated. The same way it is expected of Christians to love, relate, eat, dine, and fellowship with other people whose culture are different from their own. God bless you.